points and then some. Because I have the perfect example. The perfect example. All right. So, welcome. And I know I'm just repeating myself, repeating all my words, but I'm very excited because I got the perfect example of something that I'm talking about. So, excuse me looking rough today, you know what I'm saying? I did not even wake up and say we're going to put together ourselves completely today. It's cold outside, and I've been, like, literally working. But, like, back-to-back calls, which is perfect. This is great, right? Because that means the system is working. So, I want to talk about FICO versus Vantage. I talk about this all the time. I feel like I talk about this all the time. To reiterate some things. And last night in the free credit webinar, we talked about FICO versus Vantage as well. So you will have 2 more opportunities to learn about it. I have another free credit webinar going on tomorrow. You will get the replay for that. And then I have another one going on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone is when you are going to, be able to come in and learn even more in depth and learn and see about the charts. But something that we talked about last night was the differences between FICO and Vantage. Listen, it is not that one score is greater than the other. Now, yes, do lenders look at one score over the other? Yes, they're going to look at FICO. 90% of lenders are looking at your FICO score. That's just hands down connected 5. That's just what it is. 90% of lenders are going to look at that. However, you have to, no worries, love, no worries. Come to the one, we have one tomorrow and this one on Sunday, so no worries. And then if you sign up, you still get the replay in your email. So even if you miss one of them, at least sign up, because then that's how you'll get the replay to your email. But it was very powerful when it got to this section, because I really was able to help people understand the differences in a percentage as to how it's weighed. So being that majority of lenders are looking at FICO, that doesn't mean that they're not going to be looking at your Vantage. You have 10% of lenders who are actually looking at your at your Vantage score. So it's important to understand both and learn how to make them cohesive. And I had one of the best prime examples happen this morning on a coaching call. Okay, perfect. And you're going to get the other 2 replays. As long as you sign up for one of them, you get the other replays as well. So that you can kind of take your best pick. Because I did make a little bit of edits to the PowerPoint. So tomorrow one is going to be on fire. Like, because of after talking to him on this coaching call, I completely added in some new information that I'm going to share tomorrow. And then, so it's going to be dope. But one of the major things that I saw with his file was, it depends on one of the major things of the differences is that they weigh your utilization differently. There is a way to bring them and make them cohesive. I teach my students how to make them cohesive. And the major thing is you're targeting your payment history, how you pay, when you pay, and how much you pay. That is number 1. That is a huge key difference. And number 2, your utilization. How are you managing the credit that you have currently? How are you managing your utilization? So here was a prime example. His FICO score right now is at a 758. And you guys are going to see me post the pictures in the comment section on Facebook and on the story. And then, of course, on Instagram, you're going to see it on the story as well. But he had a 758 FICO score. But when you look at his Vantage, he has a 701. So it's like, well, what are the differences? The difference is specifically going with his utilization. It all broke down to his overall utilization is 21% overall, right? But here's how he's losing in a little bit of his points on Vantage. One of his cards is at 89% utilization. That has a heavier weight. As we learned on the webinar last night, we broke down the percentages. On a FICO model, the percentage is 30% for utilization. Added up on Vantage, you have 3 different things, and together, all that together makes the utilization of what they look at at 33%. So you see how the scales can become unbalanced if you are not running it with a strategy, right? But I have some clients who their FICO and their Vantage is looking cohesive. It is looking cohesive because they've cleared all of the negative. Because got to be honest, the only thing that's keeping him unbalanced right now is his utilization. He has 0 negative items. His inquiries are not high. He does not have a major negative things that are hurting or making the scales imbalanced. The only thing that's really hurting him is his utilization on the per the Vantage model, right? But he's working under a different strategy. But it just kind of brought it all home of what I was talking about last night on the free credit webinar. So, Jazz, I would definitely say come to the one tomorrow. If you can come to the one tomorrow, that'll be dope because or watch the replay for tomorrow because I added in some information based on the conversation that I had with him earlier because it set it home. It brought it all together. Understanding FICO versus Vantage and why those scores are, why they can be considered. Because I just want us to get out of that mindset of, oh, well, Vantage is wrong, Credit Karma is wrong, Credit Karma is wrong. It's not that it's wrong. It's just a different type of weight. It's a different type of balance. But mark my words as I'm telling you now, it is crucial that you understand how to make it cohesive and balance both. Because when those scales become where they're looking at FICO just as much as they're looking at Vantage just as much as they look at FICO, you want to make sure that is cohesive. That is the major biggest piece is that they are cohesive. Okay, so I want y'all to really grab this education because I'm telling y'all, next year is going to be a different ball game. This year has already been a different ball game, right? It has already been a different ball game, but that conversation was different because it was like, okay, I want to go ahead. I'm ready to apply for certain things within the business credit realm. Am I going to qualify for that based on what I have right now? Okay, that's the type of conversations that are going to be happening more in 2021 is people leveraging their credit in a different way. So this is why you want to grasp this education now. And it's free. Because when we start taking things to the next level, I want y'all to be on board. Right? So that is FICO versus Vantage. So if you missed the free credit webinar on Monday, no worries. There is time to sign up for the one that is happening tomorrow, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time Zone is when you can hop on. And I'm going to be giving that free credit webinar, but in a little bit of a different light, just kind of with some added information. Just to really set it home and make it make sense. So as far as those who are in the or who have been requesting or reaching out for services, listen, I have developed this program to be a do it with coaching program because I want you guys to stop getting scammed. To be honest, do I think the whole credit system is a scam? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. But if you can't beat them, if you can't get around the system, sometimes you got to join them. So here we are, making sure that you guys have that education because next year is really going to be talking about trade lines. And I'm really going to be implementing a lot of those trade lines to get you guys where you need to be so that you can, do and leverage the ways with credit the way you want to. But it's first going to have to start with understanding how credit works. So get to the webinar tomorrow for the free credit webinar. Jazz, I'm gonna reach out to you separately, just because everything is a little bit tailored. So I do have, of course, if anyone just wants the course and the information itself for the course, that's one separate price. But if someone actually wants coaching along with the masterclass, that's a little bit different, and I kind of tailor it to the needs because I don't ever want to overdo it for someone or underdo it for someone as well. So I'll do a free credit review for you, see exactly what it is that you need, and we'll adjust from there. We'll go from there. But I'll reach out to you separately right outside of this. And to, of course, because I know I seen that you said you wanted to you want to get a car next year, so making sure that you have the right steps even to purchase a car, to avoid like crazy inquiries after you've built your credit up. We're gonna talk about that as well. I got you, boo. We here. I got you. All right, y'all. But yes, so the link is in my bio on Instagram. Facebook, the link is going to be right under this video. On Facebook, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop those pictures there so you can see FICO versus Vantage. Again, he has a 758 on his FICO. He has a 701 on Vantage. And now I'm going to be kind of tracking his progress on once he balances out his utilization, because I understand why his utilization is high. He's doing one of those things called velocity banking. It's a way to leverage your credit score to pay off debt. So that's why his utilization is so high for that one specific card. But as soon as he brings that thing down, the scales are going to balance out both ways. So if you want to know about what that balance means, get to the free credit webinar tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. I will see you guys on the other side. Bye, y'all.